Good morning, everybody. I've shared several stories from the same professor that I had in college, and I was thinking about that and some of the things I've shared, but they're often the same things. And I was trying to think of something else that I could share from him and that he had bestowed on me through the years. And one of the things was he would talk a lot about the nature of humility and the balance that we have to walk as people who are learning and growing and seeking out truth, in that just because somebody is older than us or has been in something longer doesn't inherently make them right, but it does mean that we should treat them with respect. And it would happen often that some 18, 19-year-old kid would not only challenge him, but talk down in a way on a stance or something he would have that they disagreed with because they grew up with it or that was their worldview. And they would say, oh, well, the Bible says this about this. And depending on the student and how they approach the situation, he would often kind of put them in their place, because he's a guy who'd been in this for 30, 40 years and had multiple degrees and had been a pastor for 30 years. And knew what he was talking about. Didn't mean he was right. Didn't mean he was always correct, but it did mean he should be treated with a certain element of respect. And he would always use the example of a buddy of mine who was big into comic books, and say, it's not about purely age or anything like that. If something came up where we needed to talk about comic books, I would obviously defer to Josh over here because I'm not an expert in that. And just kind of taught us the nature of that. But it was in that lens that I was thinking about 1 Peter 5 and talking about the elders and the flock and the responsibilities that they have. But then in verse 5, it picks up and says, in the same way, you who are younger, submit yourselves to your elders. All of you, clothe yourselves with humility towards one another, because God opposes the proud, but shows favor to the humble. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Then a famous verse that is often quoted, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So we have to kind of live in this tension continually, because in this information age that we're in, you have so many, you can have an expert anywhere that says anything, and it just gets so messy and painful. But that's what makes it so important to surround ourselves with people further down the road than we are, with people who have studied and know. And not that they're going to have everything right. Nobody will. But to be able to surround yourself with people who have humbly pursued learning for long periods of time, that is the fruit that we can really pull from. And why I feel so grateful to be in the community that I do, to be able to be around people that have been in this a long time. And doesn't mean you guys are always right. I'm sure it's happened here or there that we've all been wrong about something. But I just wanted to say how grateful I was for you and for all of you. And I hope you have a wonderful day and are able to continue to humble yourselves and seek out that knowledge. Thanks.